GothWitch News. Fantasy, horror, and science fiction entertainment news. All things goth.
Is anybody else as creeped out about this as I am?
If the apocalypse comes, eat me.
Earth changes. Spirituality and Wicca. Sexy celebrities.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Movie reviews.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Favorite multimedia social networks.
Get technical with me.
And friends.
I am the last one.
He always says that. Stick around for the fun. GothWitch News is rated adult. Don't let your kids watch this. Lead at GothWitch at yahoo.ca. Hello, and welcome to the first ever edition of GothWitch News. I'm Lita GothWitch. GothWitch News is dedicated to the world of goth in all its glorious forms, from the all-in black, clothes, black hair, black lipstick, goth fashion, to music, film, movie reviews in sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and goth, television, celebrity news, and charity works. As the second half of the name says, I'll be talking about Wicca, spirituality, hauntings, earth changes, and that's just the beginning. The first thing I'd like to do is tell you a little bit about Second Life. This is the virtual world of Second Life that I'm standing in. You can create any reality you can dream of and walk among other worlds that have been created out of the minds of others. There are roleplay sims, museums, concerts by tribute bands. The possibilities are endless. So while you watch, keep in mind everything you see was built by someone, down to my jewelry, hair, and skin. There are more sci-fi, horror, fantasy type television shows out there than ever before. The network that seems to be leading the charge is the CW. If you're like me, you've enjoyed shows like Supernatural, Arrow, The Vampire Diaries, and the 21st century revamp of Beauty and the Beast. While I'm deliriously excited about all of these, the CW has a couple new shows coming out this fall that have been grabbing the attention of people all across North America and the world. The Originals is an offshoot of The Vampire Diaries, set in New Orleans, focusing on their mythos of the vampire origins, which comes down to the original family of vampires, hence the name. While fans of The Vampire Diaries like myself are drooling at the prospects, the show also stands on its own, leaving it open for others who may not have followed The Vampire Diaries to watch the originals with few overlapping story issues, if any. While The Vampire Diaries is a great show, it does focus mainly around characters that are teenagers. The original seems to focus on reaching the older crowd of vampire lore lovers, which may have more appeal for a more mature audience. Let's have a look at the originals.
For 1,000 years, my family has walked this earth. The original vampires. Now I'm told that a witch is plotting against me. She should know better. I will not be hunted again.
New Orleans? Why the bloody hell did Klaus go back there?
There are witches conspiring against him. So knowing our brother, this was a mission to silence and slaughter.
You're Klaus.
I am. I'm looking for a witch by the name of Jane Ann Devereaux.
Those witches, they think that they still have power in this town. I have to show them that they don't.
The witches can't leave here. They practice ancestral magic. If they go, they leave the source of power behind.
What if I'm wrong about her? You're never wrong. She's the only way we're gonna get to Klaus.
Vampires rule this city now.
Why don't you tell me what business your family has with my brother?
Want to know what the witches have in store for you?
What are you saying?
Niklaus, the girl is carrying your child.
And if you don't help us, Haley won't live long enough to see her first maternity dress.
I'm gonna kill every last one of them.
The originals will air on Thursday, October 3rd at 9 p.m. following the season premiere of Vampire Diaries, before moving to its regularly scheduled night and time on Tuesday at 8 p.m. on October 8th, which will be followed by the season premiere of Supernatural. Check out the CW Network website for more information about other new shows, old shows, and premiere dates. There is no denying that we live in a world full of social media. We find our own news and ways to share our days with millions of people. We share our lives, join groups that help us laugh, and express our particular brand of humor. If you're not careful, whole days can fly by, lost in Facebook and Twitter. It's a brave new world, very addictive, and perpetuating a life through technology. One of my absolutely favorite goth-friendly groups on Facebook is called Horrific Finds, Collect the Darkness. Horrific Finds is a community dedicated to the excitement, perseverance, thrill, and patience that defines the art of collecting and the pursuit of acquiring paraphernalia related to the horror genre. Posting amazing art, houses, walkways, jewelry, haunted houses, and more, if you're a fan of horror and goth, this group will cater to your macabre sensibilities as it does mine. The Walking Dead is heading into its 4th season this fall. If you're a fan of horror in graphic novel, film, or television, you should be watching this show. Season 4 premieres on Sunday, October 13th at 9 p.m. The amazing cast and crew continues to push the limits of the genre through exceptional storytelling and talent. Norman Reedus certainly is no exception. You may recognize the gritty star from the Boondock Saints, but one thing you can't tell just from looking at him is that he's a vegetarian. What the heck does that have to do with anything, you may ask? He supports Cruelty Free International, our charity for this edition of GothWitch News. In an article published by the Huffington Post, Norman Reedus says, scores of countries around the world are beating the U.S. to become cruelty-free by banning cosmetics tests on animals. Nobody wants rabbits or guinea pigs to suffer for our vanity, least of all the animals. Let's stop their suffering right here, right now. Join me in supporting the cruelty-free call to Congress and the FDA to bring an end to animal testing for cosmetics in the U.S. While he encourages those in the U.S. to get involved, the charity is working towards ending animal testing for cosmetics' sake on an international scale. If you'd like to support Cruelty Free International, just remove the spaces from the 3 words and you have their website address. You might be surprised to find out which companies do animal testing. The most comprehensive list of companies can be found on People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, website. Can you condone the suffering of animals just for your own vanity? It's something to think about. Thanks for being with me for the first edition of GothWitch News. I'm Lita GothWitch. Have an awesome day. Make sure to stay tuned for the next edition of GothWitch News in a couple weeks. The CW has blah blah blah. While I'm deliriously excited, and the 23rd, While The Vampire Diaries is a great show, it does focus mainly around the character. The originals seems to focus on reaching the originals. While he encourages those in the U.S. to get involved, the charity is working toward ending animal testing for cosmetics' sake. While he encourages those in the U.S. to get involved, the charity is working toward ending animal shit. You may recognize the gritty star from the Boondock Saints. You may recognize the gritty star from the Boondock. And I'm so strung out. I'm high as high.